Despite its very happy appearance, this is a world of pure suffering. It's ironic that they're all going to die amongst the pretty pink trees, but we should probably give them a little bit of resources to work with. What do eyebrows look like? Is that an eyebrow? I mean, it obviously is an eyebrow. I just don't know if it's a good eyebrow. That's perfect. So if they want resources, they're going to have to travel to the jungle biome to mine them. And to be honest, these eyebrows really put this over the top. So basically what we're going to do is spawn one race on this island, one race on this island, and let them fight for the rest. So in saying that, we'll give them some berry bushes for food. And then we'll put berry bushes down here. That should entice them to get down there and fight over it. Now we just need to find a way to give them all the ore they could ever need. So I'm just going to do a few strips of everything. And this is how rare ores and stuff happens in real life. They just kind of fall from the sky like jello. But just one strip of everything for now should get them going. I need them to kind of thrive a little bit so they can fight each other adequately before really making it too miserable for them. I just realized I'm basically bedazzling this guy's eyebrows. Now he's getting pretty. So while we're at it, we're going to add some trees to the eyebrows and then some plants and then also some berry bushes. That way, I don't know why, just so they can have lots of stuff for now. So what I'm going to do is in the center of either island, drop either 5 humans, or on the other side in the center 5 orcs because they don't get along very well. And that should be good enough to get us started because those 5 will turn into a bustling civilization before we know it. They'll probably even start fighting amongst themselves because they're usually pretty stupid, but that's their problem. They're already taking out their problems on the crab population. But that's okay because crab is delicious. So for now, you can't even see any signs of life down there, except for maybe a fire now. But before you know it, this will be a huge metropolis. Both civilizations have already made a fire. Hopefully they don't burn their respective islands down. But then again, if they do, that would be pretty hilarious. So far, they're mostly just cutting down some trees and building their first houses. They will expand eventually. 5 idiots will turn into 1,000,000. So far, they have about equal territory on either eye. The humans are starting to expand just a little bit. The world population has jumped up by 20%. We've got 12 idiots out there thriving away so far. So while they're getting themselves set up, let's fix this lower island just a little bit. Basically, I'm going to fill this with dangerous things. We're going to start with a few bears because bears are pretty intimidating to deal with. Then we're going to go with crocodiles, which are called the boring dinosaur, and I couldn't agree more. Not sure if those are going to get along with the bears. Then maybe also venomous snakes. Then maybe some wolves. They're really going to have to fight for this real estate if they're going down here. And finally, some chickens just so everything has something to eat for a little while. Speaking of which, we're going to throw some on the islands here so these guys have something to eat. I'm just going to auto click that for a couple of seconds. Okay, that's probably more than enough. Then we're going to do the same for these guys to be fair. Not sure what that was. We're also going to give them just a few cows. Do you guys like cows too? They seem to like the cows. They're killing them either for fun, for protection, or probably to eat. No one's made it up into the islands full of ore yet except for the monkeys. But the population's already jumped up to 26. There's also 582 very dangerous beasts out there. They haven't even taken over their own islands yet. They're not going very quickly, but I guess they're surviving so far, so I can't judge them too harshly yet. Pretty sure the cows outnumber humans by like 100 to 1 at this point, so they better not starve. Is that a person or a crab? Are you just sitting there drowning? Nope, it's a crab. And down here on Predator Island, things are looking pretty good. Surprisingly, I'm not seeing a lot of the chickens yet. I think they probably all got eaten, but that's okay because the predators will sort themselves out from here. The strongest will be what's left, and then my people have to deal with the strongest predators. So I've gone ahead and turned the speed up to 5 just to get them moving along. The population is up to 35 now, 38, so it's going to grow quick. And so far the humans are outnumbering the orcs 30 to 19. And just so they don't get too complacent and comfortable, I'm going to put a volcano right here that's going to spew lava for the next 1,000,000 years. And it also kind of looks like our nose. So that'll keep them honest, hopefully. It'll also stop them from building too close to that. But you know what? If anyone is feeling particularly brave and need a little bit of land expansion, we'll give them a little bit of land they can use if they want it. And we'll even make it a nice peaceful grass biome that lights on fire very quickly. The grass and the fire can fight it out for a while. So we're going to add some berry bushes down here just to make it nice and quaint. Then even some gold, because I don't think gold's going to burn. And that's going to hopefully entice them to get down there and try and get to this stuff. Okay, well the grass surprisingly is burning in lava. So we're just going to add a bunch of gold for now, and we'll hopefully they'll go for that eventually. They've taken over their islands at least. And this is why I can't have nice things. The population has jumped up to 170 though, like they've thrived all over those islands now. It's just a matter of who's going to be the first to expand to get all the metals they need to advance through the ages. Are those monkeys throwing stuff at the orcs? I didn't realize the monkeys could fight back, so the orcs might be in trouble. And the grass is actually locked in a perpetual battle with the lava so far. So if someone wants to come here, they could potentially settle it a little bit, but they're going to have to deal with a lot of fires. The numbers are pretty close too. It's about 100 to 120, level 7 versus level 6. And we can actually see where the leaders are. So the leader lives apparently in this house, and it's a chicken. They just put together a huge army to wage war on the monkeys, and the monkeys are coming to get them. These idiots have no idea what they started. Those monkeys are probably going to outdo them. But that's kind of funny how they're fighting with the wildlife so violently. Hopefully that means they're going to go take over that island then, because they could really use those resources for themselves. Well, the monkeys, if anything, are persistent, but they're probably going to end up killing a lot of the orcs, who continually have a large party ready to go to fight with the monkeys. So at least they're managing to keep themselves entertained. And there's far less monkeys on the human side. I don't know if they killed them or they just left them alone. Okay, that was not me, but that village just got struck by lightning out of nowhere, so the orcs are you're gonna have a bit of an uphill battle. You know what? That might have been me a little bit, because the game's a little bit buggy right now, so when I try and click on something, it seems to spawn lightning for some reason. So that's not great, but we'll make this work. Because what I was going to do for the poor orcs, why is it still spawning lightning? I was just connecting the land across so the orcs could go get the monkeys, or the monkeys could go get the orcs. Alright, I think I for now have solved my lightning issue. Sorry for the orcs, but looks like they've recovered nicely. And they have a land bridge up to defeat the arch enemy monkeys, but they also have access to all those metals now because they couldn't seem to get there before. And the humans have it figured out. They're even building their way up there to get close to all the good stuff. So can they not swim? The human can swim. The orc can swim. They just wouldn't swim because they're lazy. And because they're being lazy and I don't want to make this too easy for them, I'm going to put an acid geyser maybe right there. And I'm going to do the same for the humans on the other side. That way they can't get too complacent when working around these valuable metals and stuff. They're going to have to tread a little bit carefully. Oh, now they build boats, those idiots. Don't know where they think they're going to go, but we'll allow it. The acid has very quickly wiped out everything nearby, but it's going to occasionally take out an orc, and they're just going to have to live with that. But they've definitely expanded their kingdoms onto the eyebrows now. They want all those precious resources, they're just going to have to go around the acid geyser to get them, and that thing really throws acid a long ways. World population is 379. Oh, there we go, we have a city with 200 humans. That number is probably going to fluctuate pretty wildly as long as it's raining acid on them. But that goes to show I can in fact build a civilization. I don't know why they're building right here, literally under falling acid, or why they have an army mobilized. But since I can't help but instigate stuff, I'm going to make a strip of land just a little ways across. Not quite touching, but you know, if they feel the urge to want to go visit each other, they can. And they can do it over a geyser that will boil them alive if they get too close. So again, if they want to fight each other, they're welcome to. We'll even give them a mushroom biome, just for something a little bit different. Well, it's a boiling water mushroom biome. We're also about to break 400 people. And it's still pretty even. The humans 208, the orcs 193, level 10 to level 8. And I mean, the population is 400. We've had almost 900 deaths already. So we're doing something right. But it looks like everyone's enjoying the new ores and stuff. They're definitely taking advantage of those while getting melted by acid. But like I said, it's not going to be easy to do any of this. They've got to earn it. So in order to incentivize them onto this island in the middle, I'm going to spawn a whole bunch of sheep. They're going to want to get over there and get some of those sheep eventually, and they're very colorful. Now we'll connect them with just a little bit of land. Now they can actually run out to touch each other if they want. And I don't know if they're going to yet, but the humans are expanding out. They've even sent their ship to sail around and look at this apparently. The orcs are already getting in there to the sheep, and the ship is flying into the ground for some reason, but that's their problem. They're out here fishing and everything. The humans are doing so much better. The orcs are mostly just running into the acid again and again. Okay, that was a natural lightning strike. I did not touch a single thing, so lightning just really hates the orcs today. Oh, the ship finally realized it can't sail through land, so it moved over to the acid geyser. But it's also kind of starting to look like they're going to need more trees to properly thrive. So I'm going to go ahead and put some trees right down here for them. And that's going to be in a savannah biome. I'm not really sure what that means, but I think the orcs actually like that one. And fruit bushes and everything else. It's not the prettiest world, but it is my world. And they still have to watch out if they go into this biome because it comes with a lot of lava. But the boundaries of their empires are about to touch. The humans made it as far as the boiling geyser. They're once again intelligently building underneath it. But given the fact that they're already making advanced shipyards, I think they're probably in the lead. They've just accepted it. They have to live around an acid mountain. Every 5 seconds, one of them dies. Their houses are perpetually getting pelted with acid. That's just life in this world. It's not a good life, but it's the one they've got. I'm not sure what this guy is, but he looks kind of important. I think he's the one like the army follows around, but he's also getting pelted with a lot of acid, so I'm not really sure what his strategy is here. The numbers are still looking pretty even, 235 to 203. If it wasn't for all the dangerous stuff flying around, they'd probably be a lot higher in numbers. All right, well, let's give them a little bit more land to work on again because they've quickly used up everything they have so far. So we're just going to give kind of a that shape. It doesn't really look like a face anymore, but that's okay. The humans love it. It's a big patch of dirt, but they're all about it. They probably realize they can go around the acid geyser now. But they might also just be really desperate for more food. So we're going to go ahead and give them food wherever we can for a minute because I just realized they probably ran out a while ago. Maybe we should probably also restock their trees because I really think they need trees to continue to thrive. Maybe just some more good old grass. It's a pretty mild biome, so there shouldn't be anything too extreme or weird in there, but this is going to help them survive just a little bit. And there we go, my masterpiece. The humans have actually come over to here and built a new building in this savannah biome, so they're obviously looking to expand, while the orcs are mostly just going around hitting things with their clubs. So I kind of have a fun idea. The leader of the humans, I think, is this guy. So if we go ahead and hit him with lightning, that seems to have landed him in the water. So we'll make sure he's good and toasted. And then we're going to do the same for the orc leader, who seems to be here, who is now here. And then there. Wow, he's pretty tough. Luckily for me, I think I can probably magnet him if the game is playing and put him in the lava. That took care of him. So now both civilizations are without their leaders, though it looks like they just made new ones right away. So for a minute, I'm just going to put it on speed 5 and let them thrive and see what they can do. Because the humans so far are outpacing the orcs. They're taking all the available land they can, but the orcs have had a little satellite colony appear as well. I've also determined that we need bigger numbers, so I'm going to give them a little more real estate to be able to move into, because we want a battle of epic proportions. But of course, this new real estate doesn't come for free. They're going to have to fight a super pumpkin in either corner. I don't really know what that is, but they're going to have to deal with it. And it just looks so unassuming. By the time they find their way up there, they're going to be in trouble. And for good measure, I'm going to put one over here that's a little bit closer to them. Just, you know, in case. And as we press play again on 5 times speed, it seems to send its tentacles out doing something. The orcs are probably not going to love that, and neither the humans, but I think as long as they give it some space, they're not going to mind. It even spawns little pumpkins. The humans were the first to encounter one of the little pumpkins. They killed it fairly quickly, but I think the orcs had enough of this already. I think there's also some humans in there. They might actually be joining forces to defeat the pumpkin, but they shouldn't be fighting too much yet because their boundaries aren't touching and there's still lots of real estate for them. Okay, they killed the pumpkin. So they could have a biomass next. They could deal with that for a while. These things don't seem to be too bad for them. They seem to be able to kill it with taking minimal losses, but they've got room to grow now. Those pumpkins really do bad things to the biomes though. They took out a lot of trees and stuff. Oh, so I think I might have made their boats a little redundant at this point, considering they can basically swim around the eye now. Okay, it looks like the humans have finally had enough of the orcs. They're assembling a large army right on the border. And the orcs appear to just not be responding because they just can't be bothered. Looks like some of the humans did wander out to start their own little settlement down here. So there's now 2 settlements of both the orcs and the humans. We have the armies of both idiots getting closer to each other. The orc army is here, the human army is here, so they might be ready to fight. But they do this once in a while where they get kind of close to each other and then nothing happens. They looked like they were going to fight. They got like 10 feet away from each other and then retreated over here. So for the lack of commitment to wage war on each other, they're going to get not 1, but 2 tornadoes. Just to be fair, they might go in other directions. I don't know where they're going to go. That's up to the tornadoes themselves. The good people are going to struggle a little bit to deal with those, but as long as they stay away from the center, they might actually be okay. Oh, the orcs have moved in to fight the humans. They've thrown the gauntlet down. They've come in to fight everyone. We're going to slow it down just a little bit so we can actually watch. They seem to have used the tornadoes as cover. Then they charged in on the humans, and they're actually taking a pretty big dent out of their empire. Looks like the humans repelled them for the most part. The orcs didn't get very far in there, but it looks like there might have been a lightning strike also because everything's on fire. Oh, the orcs have regrouped. They're coming back in. They do not like the humans one little bit. Oh, okay, and they got lightning striked, so interesting. Of all the places for the tornadoes to go, this is the least exciting. It wandered down. Hey, that looks like a heart. The other tornado decided to punish the orcs and their boat for attacking, so it's kind of making its way into them. I didn't realize that was going to last so long. That's really going to do some damage to the orcs. We've had 2,500 deaths so far, and the world population is about 800. and that's going to dwindle quickly because there's a lot of orcs being tossed around by a tornado currently. I didn't realize it actually carried them around like that. Someone just launched fireworks, so I guess their civilizations are finally getting somewhere. And the humans actually defeated the giant pumpkin and then colonized its land. But that might not have been a smart move on their part because they seem to be taking ticks of damage. I think the ground underneath the pumpkin has been corrupted, so they can't stay there. We actually have a third kingdom developing. The humans were stupid, so they decided to split off, which actually divided them. They'd be about even population with the orcs, but they decided to make a new kingdom, so good luck with that. And it's been a while since we looked at Predator Island. It looks like the alligators are kind of showing up as a dominant force, along with some of the bears. In fact, the alligators just destroyed a boat that got close, so it's going to be very hard to get to this island. But the idiots are using their land effectively. Population is up to 1100 now. They're blowing up quickly because they're actually utilizing the new space. It looks like they really do want to get down here to either fish or do something, but the alligators are probably going to stop them from getting there. Like, that boat's just sitting there taking damage, and that looks pretty expensive. I don't know if they're set up to deal with naval warfare, so I might have to make them like a little bit of a land bridge so that they can get down to Predator Island. Oh, the orcs made it. Never mind, the orcs have got it figured out. Oh, they just walked, that's why. I didn't really realize before that I connected the orcs, and that's just not fair. So let's give the humans a bit of a path too. I don't know if they're going to use this ground right now anyway. They seemed actually pretty quick to get down there and get eaten by crocodiles. And there's a lot of lightning here on this map. That's no fault of mine, I'm pretty sure. But the humans are going to be kind of behind to get here, but they're all going to want to get here because there's so many resources. Oh, big fire seems to have destroyed pretty much all of the blue humans.
That was no fault of mine. I did not do any lightning at all. That was purely natural disaster.
So those humans are in for a bad time. The entire eye got burned out. So the humans basically got decimated while the orcs just kept expanding. Now they have a monster empire of 720. Oh, and Holy Kekip here just took over the rest of the blue humans area, so they're now the dominant humans, and they're still paling in comparison to the orcs, so they better get expanding. You know, for how slowly the orcs started, they really took over. They've got basically the entire one half of the map, and they're about 4 times the population of the idiot humans. And the civilizations are still thriving. They even have multiple armies everywhere. As long as they still have resources, they should still grow and thrive. And these poor idiots did even expand their empire up to the edge of the volcano, so when they want to come get some gold, they've just got to risk being burned alive. Oh, but wait, here we go. The orcs are already splitting up into 2 separate entities that probably aren't going to get along very well. But to celebrate them hitting 1,000 population, and since it's that time of the year, let's throw a robot Santa into the world to see how they want to deal with that. He drops a lot of large bombs everywhere. Gifts for all the children of the world. He's already made his way off the map though. Even he doesn't want any part of his world. So let's just throw a few more of those and to see what kind of mess they're gonna leave on the world. So let's spawn a few of those and see what kind of mess. They all go to the right. Yeah, sorry orcs, I didn't realize they all go one direction. I thought they might trade with the humans, but I don't regret my decision. But we're just teaching them to deal with some adversity. They'll fill those holes in pretty quickly. A bowling ball. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. You drop them and they kind of bounce around all over the place and destroy a lot of stuff. They even can make holes in the ground, but again, the orcs will just fill that in right away. Their empires are pretty sturdy. Okay, next let's give them some rain clouds. I know that's not really that bad, but these clouds are going to escalate. They're going to get considerably worse than just rain clouds. Only a matter of time. We've already lost 50% of this population to lightning a few times, so they're going to be pretty mad about this one. And it's only going to get worse from here. Starting to see a lot of holes in those empires, guys. What's that about? It rained so hard in a volcano, it actually turned it back into rock. All I can hear is the sound of thunder right now. These guys are all fighting over something. I don't know if those are 2 different empires or what, but they can just, if they want to spend their time fighting right now, that's fine. I feel like they have bigger things to worry about. I didn't even realize we had snow clouds. Let's put some snow clouds down. It's that time of the year anyway, so let's see if we can make it a little Christmassy. I feel like this is actually a good one. They're going to enjoy the snow falling. It's not really going to make a difference. They're fighting the orcs, so it's kind of a scenic winter battle. So after a few little natural disasters, they're still doing pretty well. They've got 870. The humans have 340. I think they're probably having some skirmishes here and there, like that's an orc army on the way to the humans. But that's to be expected. When they take up roughly half the map each, they're constantly going to be fighting about stuff. Mostly land, and there's no more of that. Or they just came over to hang out for a minute and now they're retreating. The humans didn't really seem to care that much. They probably retreated because their empire just got cut in half for some reason. They probably had to retreat because they're suddenly beyond enemy territory. Now it's 300, 500, 300. But now it's doom time. We're gonna get some clouds that rain doom. And I don't know, we're just gonna put 6, maybe 9 of those across the world. They'll They're gonna have trouble recovering from this one. So any of the red clouds you see are raining lava across the world. The snow is doing very little to counter that. There is snow on the ground, but that mostly just looks pretty. The lava is burning a lot of creatures alive, but if they didn't want to get burned alive, they should have brought their umbrellas. But we're also creating new land, so they should actually see this as an opportunity. This empire is not doing so hot anymore. It's only got 62 people left. But then again, actually dropping disasters all over the world kind of divided into like 100 different empires. Maybe because they can't really cross this stuff very well. I like how this is what the world has turned into already. When you don't see the empires, it's mostly just a bunch of scarring. Right, well, they're trying to figure out why all this is happening. We're going to give them some UFOs to deal with. I'm pretty sure these do fly around pretty randomly, and, well, I'm not entirely sure what they do, to be honest. Probably mostly confuse the people that live in mud huts. They will fight back, they will try and shoot them down, but I think that might be an uphill battle, considering it's a flying saucer. Nope. They killed one, but it dropped out of the sky and made a big explosion while it was at it. Let's throw a few sand spiders down while we're at it. They create some sand and then they die. So I'm not really sure what that's going to do also, but I'm sure it's going to be funny. We'll continue to make a disaster of this world. That must have been an alien dying. Well, something made an explosion. I haven't checked our population in a while. How do you think the world is doing? World population 885. There's still quite a few there. 5,600 dead, which I feel like we could do better, but that's not bad so far. The alien's still going down at the bottom. So that alien really hits a lot of people all at the same time. He just lights them all on fire. He doesn't care. Oh, there's 2 aliens now too. They're not going to survive this. Especially if they shoot the alien down on top of their heads. I think the Plague Doctor is new. What does the Plague Doctor do? He doesn't get along with orcs. Not one bit. Do we need more of you? What do you do? They either cause the plague or they cure the plague. Alright, well, the Plague Doctors probably work well with tumors. Or maybe not. Well, we're going to add some tumors to the world. It's too pretty at this point. They spread very quickly, but they're very flammable at the same time. So, you know, however you want to deal with those, you guys see fit. I think it's mostly just going to cause lots of problems in the world. But at least they're keeping themselves busy now. There's no time to worry about, you know, surviving when you're literally fighting everything. We also have all sorts of different ants that create all sorts of different things and worms that mess up the landscape. So let's add a little bit of everything to the world to see what happens. So they'll be surviving just fine. Okay, those are those ones. These ones are going to create some sand. I'm not really sure what these ones do. The same can be said about these ones. Create square-like patterns. These ones convert matter into sand and ocean pixels. That sounds kind of nice. And this creates soil from everything. So we'll throw a few of those around. And then we're going to watch the game and the people suffer. The world is just full of scars. There's still aliens flying around lighting people on fire. There's all sorts of materials where there shouldn't be. That ship actually got stranded because they built soil underneath of it. There's red tumors coming out of the ground that's very flammable, so people aren't really sure how to deal with it. There's still aliens. And it used to be such a pretty base. So we're actually going to be mean now and add a bunch of fairies that are going to help keep people alive, because they heal people's injuries. I want them to die, I just don't want them to die too quickly, because it's such a peaceful little world for them to live in. Then again, I'm not actually seeing a ton of living creatures left anyway. There's a few orcs down here. The world population is still 630, so they're not entirely dead. There's just less of them than there used to be, and the game isn't responding super well suddenly for some reason. Couldn't imagine why. It's not like there's a lot going on down there. I actually can't pause it or control anything now. I think the game kind of needs to catch up with itself a little bit, because there's just a lot of little things going on everywhere. I think the humans right here are still faring the best, which is strange because there's a lot of UFOs flying over them, but maybe they're threats. I managed to pause it finally, and I just wanted to see what empires are left. Okay, so they reformed back into basically the green does as the red and the holy Kekup still, but they need more dragons. We're gonna put a lot of dragons in because I know the tumors burn very well, and I don't know if the people are gonna be able to deal with this many dragons, but with the healing fairies you never know. To be honest, I kind of do know. The dragons do a lot of fire damage, like this one firing happily over the village after he lit it on fire. I don't think they really target anything in particular, they just light everything on fire, which is still pretty damaging. They can be killed by people, but they're going to take a lot of arrows before they go down. I want something to light the tumor on fire. Well, you can see all the dragons everywhere doing a lot of damage to a lot of different things. Oh, that was a good one. That's going to light the humans on fire in a big way. Someone light this on fire. It's like a bomb waiting to happen. Oh, there we go. See, I solved their tumor problem for them. We just needed a whole bunch of dragons to get the job done. Probably watch the population drop in real time now, basically. Yeah, it's ticking away downwards because a lot of it is on fire. They seem to be doing not bad to compete, and this empire rebranded itself. Oh, I think a dragon actually died there. They finally took it down. Maybe they just get tired. Yeah, it seems they just kind of get tired and die. Relatable. I just heard fireworks somewhere too. Someone's actually celebrating amongst all this. Well, they've broken up into different empires again, probably because I broke them in half. Now we're gonna get in there and do some work manually as a giant crab. I don't think I can fight the dragons, but I'm pretty sure I can hurt the creatures I created. There's no stopping me now. I'm gonna wipe out the rest of life as a giant crab with lasers. This civilization is mostly already destroyed, but I think we can give it the finishing touches it needs. There we go. No more purple empire. I can just walk around going like this and nothing is going to survive. We just defeated the Awe empire. Not sure where the rest of the people are. Probably somewhere in this radius though. As for the Icas, I could probably just walk over them. Yep, they're done. Oh, the Awe civilization survived. Is that you? This little guy? Not anymore, it's not. I should have just done this in the beginning. It's much faster and easier to do it myself. And the crab explodes with a giant bang. But we still have kind of the original two empires. They're just not quite what they were originally. Neither is the world for that matter. The island that used to be an island here. Now it's the reverse. It's an ocean. Alright, well, I think these people have lived long enough. Let's drop a few SAR bombs everywhere, and that's probably about going to finish off the rest of life. I'd be very surprised if anything survived this, including the dragons. Nuclear bombs are kind of everything's kryptonite. What was once a happy, peaceful world is now basically dust.